They did not even purchase any bottle of water.
wọ́n tẹ̀sí sọ fún wa pé tí o bá tó bá mọ̀ pé ń dára o lè mú kó lọ́ra fún ọ.
And we were told that if you cannot see
ìyàlẹ́nu tó lórí ni pé ní àwọn mẹ́fà tàbí bọ̀tínà lọ́dún tó lọ.
The surprise I had was that out of the 6 of us that took Bọ̀tínà
ọkùnrin mẹ́ta ní a.
were 3 women, 3 men.
àdédé ni mo rí pé àtòbìnrin àti ọkùnrin wọn obìnrin mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta big stout náà gbà.
It was suddenly I noticed that
ọkùnrin kan nínú wọn
were already
ìyá
making
ta
good
gúdà.
One of the men were already taking Gouda.
àwa méjì yẹn lọ́wọ́ tó lọ bá chairman pé.
It was that 2 people that went to meet chairman that.
ẹjọ bó ṣe ẹ ṣe mọ̀tínà méjì bíi ti last year.
That if it was even Martina
wọ́n ní tó bá ti wálẹ̀ ẹ̀mú.
they said
tí ò bá fi sílẹ̀
drink.
bẹ́ẹ̀ bá mọ̀ pé
Whatever is not around,
ẹ lọ rà.
if you don't want, you go and purchase yourself.
lọ́dún yẹn a mú nǹkan kan.
That year we did not drink anything.
nígbà tí mo rí pé agbo yẹn ò ṣe é dúró mọ́ ìtòrò ń bí mi nú.
When I noticed that garden was unbearable for me,
o nídìí láti dìde kú mẹ́.
I had to leave the place.
ẹ má jẹ́ ń tẹ̀ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ tó di ọlọ́tí tó mọtí mu nínú obìnrin ìdúró ẹgbẹ́ wọ̀nyẹn náà ti dà.
Do not let me deceive you. A lot of women that knows how to drink alcohol that became an alcoholic.
tí mi ò bá pinnu pé mi ò ní ẹnu nǹkan kìíní yẹn bó ṣe kéré tó ọjọ́ kan yẹn ó ti tó láti gba ọlọ́run lọ́wọ́ èèyàn.
Was enough to snatch God away from you.
tó sì di ọlọ́tí gbé.
And you will become an alcoholic forever.
mo kàn mú yẹn wá ni.
I only cited that as a
dídúró fún ọlọ́run.
standing for God.
kì í ṣègbà ogun nìkan.
It is not just with doing prayer.
ìgbà tó ń ṣe patí nílé yín gan nígbà míì ló tó oṣù
When
dúdú.
the party is being done in your house, that is the sweet best time.
ọ̀pọ̀ obìnrin bẹ́ẹ̀ rí yẹn tí lipstick tí ẹlòmíì
A
bá
lot of
ṣe
women
patí báyìí.
that dressing decently.
yóò ti gbàgbé pé wọ́n ń lò ní ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì àwọn.
During party, they
wọ́n dúdú gbọ́ dúdú etí ẹ̀ bí ó ṣe fòrò bí ó sọ pẹ́sẹ̀ ni.
I'm not saying it's a sin.
ṣùgbọ́n tó kí n bá ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀.
But whatever you don't do before,
kí ló dé tó jẹ́ pé ìgbà àjọyọ̀ ló wá bẹ̀rẹ̀.
why was it the time of
sórí
celebration?
lẹ́nu tó ọ̀rọ̀ ṣe ń dá your dressing and denied God.
The little thing you have done, ìmúra rẹ̀ ó ti sẹ́
o tó
ọ̀rọ̀.
lè gbé wá ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì.
What you cannot bring to church.
tẹ bá gbẹ́lú mi lójú pati ẹ kò tẹ̀lé pé ọmọ ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì wa ń dà ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì wa ń bí.
Asking where is that my church member?
torí kò rí bá ìtẹ́lẹ̀
Because this was not
tẹ bá
how
máa rí bá ẹ kẹ́fì gbàgbọ́ gbé pé
when you see them, you
ẹ ṣàjà sílẹ̀.
your faith that leave them.
ìtorí pati ti sọ́ di tèṣù.
Because party has made them do the money.
kì í ṣe tọ́lọ́ mọ́ nígbà yẹn.
At that moment is not God.
ẹnikẹ́ni tó bá lè bú àgọ́ Jésù dùnú ní àkókò àjọyọ̀.
Away God's body at the time of celebration cannot stand for Christ.
ìgbà ayọ̀ nìyẹn.
That is during the time of celebration.
ẹni tí ò lè dúró nígbà àjọyọ̀.
Whoever cannot stand during the time of
tó ní
celebration,
ó wàá dúró fọ́lọ̀ nígbà ògbó.
would it be the person that will stand during
tó
worship?
ní wọ́n gbé bàtì báyìí.
Would they point God as such person?
deny Jesus and we
Ṣùgbọ́n mo ṣe Jésù
sọ pé Jésù mi ò mọ̀ rí.
Such person will say, I renounce Jesus. Who is Jesus? Where?
bí òun ìpàdé.
I've never met such person.
àwọn ìyẹn ò lè dúró.
Such people cannot stand.
òjò ẹ̀jẹ̀ mọ̀ pé
Do you know
dídúró fún
that
Ọlọ́run.
standing for God,
ó gángan ní àǹfààní ìgbàgbọ́ wa.
that is the real benefit
nítorí
of
pé
our
tó
faith?
o bá ti dúró fún Ọlọ́run.
Because if you have not stand for God,
ẹ̀rí rẹ ò tí ì lè pé.
your testimony is not yet complete.
ìfá ò tí ì lè rí Ọlọ́run.
In fact, you cannot see God.
because before you see God.
Torí kó o tó rí
you
Ọlọ́run,
must have stand for
o
God.
ti láti dúró di Ọlọ́run.
Daniel chapter 3
Ìwé Daniel orí kẹta,
verse 1 further.
orí kìíní síwájú.
ìgbà tí gbogbo wa mọ̀ ni.
That was
àwọn ìbéèrè mẹ́ta.
the time of the 3 Hebrews.
mi ò ní fẹ́ gbà kókò púpọ̀.
I would not want to take too much time
nípa àwọn ìbéèrè mẹ́ta.
about the 3 Hebrews.
ẹ̀ka verse 14. ẹ̀ka verse 14.
Read verse 14.
Nebukadnezari dáhùn.
Nebuchadnezzar answered,
lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n ti kọ̀ tí wọ́n láwọn ò ní forí balẹ̀ fún èrè ìgbà tí gbogbo wa mọ̀ ní ọmọ dáadáa. wọ́n kàn máa ń ká ní àìmọ̀ pé wọ́n dúró tán fún Ọlọ́run.
we only read them, we don't know that they stand for God.
ẹlòmíì tó òun bá múdù kò lè dúró fọ́lọ́run yóò ní òun ti múdù.
Some people when they
tó
stand,
òun rọlẹ̀ náà kó tó di pé òun lọ síbi tí Ọlọ́run wà. kò lè irú àwọn yẹn ò lè fèsì iná.
such people cannot face fire.
Nebukadnesari lẹ́yìn tí àwọn èèyàn ti sọ pé àwọn ò ní forí balẹ̀ táwọn èèyàn ti gbọ́ tán ti lọ fún lẹ́jọ́ ó wá tó bí wọ́n ní gbangba.
Nebuchadnezzar, after they have refused to bow to their idol, he went to ask
ó wí
them
fún wọn pé ṣé wọ́n pa ọmọ yìí ní àbò tọ́nà
They lie to you, or they said the truth.
Shadrach, Meshach àti Abednego, ẹ̀yin tí mo fẹ́ràn dáadáa.
You that I love so much.
sọ ẹni tí yóò mú ọ tí ó gbé ọ ṣubú níwájú Ọlọ́run ó lè jẹ́ olùfẹ́ rẹ pàtàkì.
Wherever will make, someone that will make you fall before God might be that which you love so much.
lọ́pọ̀ ìgbà
Different sides.
ẹni ọ̀pọ̀ àwọn tó máa ń tó yára mú yẹn kọlu Ọlọ́run lẹni tẹ́yìn ò lè kó
Those that will make you fall or deny God are those that you cannot
lọ́pọ̀ ìgbà
deny. A lot of
àwọn
times.
tó yára gbé èèyàn ṣubú níwájú Ọlọ́run tàbí mú ni kẹ̀yìn sí Ọlọ́run ní àwọn ẹni tó ṣe pàtàkì sí ayé
Those
yẹn.
that will make you deny God or God and those are important to your life.
àwọn wọ̀nyí mọ̀ wípé
These ones know.
dídé èèyàn ní ilẹ̀ Bábílónì àwọn ọ̀tá Nebukadnesari.
Babylon is by the influence of Nebuchadnezzar.
àwọn wọ̀nyí mọ̀ wípé
Ones know that
dídí ọgbọ́n àwọn lò ní ilẹ̀ yẹn
the usefulness of their
àtìlẹ́yìn
wisdom
Nebukadnesari.
is the backing of Nebuchadnezzar.
fọ́tò tó bá ti ní ẹnikẹ́ni tó fẹ́ kó padà lẹ́nu
You
rẹ̀.
don't have anyone that cannot.
ẹni yẹn gangan ló qualify láti mú ọ
The person is qualified
kúrò lọ́dọ̀
to
Ọlọ́run.
make you deny God.
Olú Jésù fi wá tó fi wípé
This was where Jesus came and said,
ẹnikẹ́ni
whoever
tó bá máa ṣe ọmọ ẹ̀yìn mi
that will be my disciple,
ó ní yóò fi bàbá àti yóò kórìíra bàbá àtìyẹ́ àti ọmọ ẹ̀ àtẹ̀bí ẹ̀ pátá yóò sì gbé àgbélébù rẹ̀ yóò máa tọ̀ mí lẹ́yìn.
dislike his family, his father, brothers and sisters, and carry my cross and follow me.
kì í ṣe pé n tó ń sọ ni pé tó bá ayé mo fà ayé mi bí Jésù Olúwa mo lè lọ́pọ̀ nílé yìí kó sọ pé mi ò bá ṣe mọ́ mi ó n tó ń sọ kọ́ nìyẹn. bọ́n tó ń sọ ni pé
What he's saying is,
tí o bá dé ìkórìtà kan
when you get to a
tí
point
àwọn èèyàn bá ń ṣe nǹkan kan
when your
tàbí
family
tí wọ́n ń
has
ṣe
been
ìgbésẹ̀ kan
and
tó lè tó jẹ́ pé tó bá tẹ̀lé wọn
and you follow
ó lè
them,
mú ọ kẹ̀yìn sí Ọlọ́run o gbọ́dọ̀ lè sọ fún ọ pé ẹ máa lọ ní ìlọ tí
tell them to go on
ẹ
their own.
fi èmi nìkan sílẹ̀
Leave me alone
pẹ̀lú Ọlọ́run mi
with my
kó o sì
God.
dúró ti Ọlọ́run rẹ.
Stand firm with your God.
Nebukadnesari dáhùn
Nebuchadnezzar answered.
ó ní òótọ́ ni
He said, is it true? Àbírọ́ or lie?
ó tó pe ọkọ̀ wọn kọ̀
He called their name one after the other.
torí òun ló fún ẹ ló kọ̀
Because he gave them that
ó
name.
fẹ́ràn wọn gan
He loved them so
òun ló
much.
sọ wọ́n di
He made them.
di èèyàn pàtàkì nílùú yẹn
He thought he commanded that
ó sọ wọ́n di
country.
àwọn olórí
He made them leaders.
olórí
He told in command
ní clan kọ̀ọ̀kan
in each clan.
ẹ má gbàgbé pé
Don't forget
júù ni wọ́n bọ̀ ilẹ̀ Bábílónì náà wà
that they were
wọ́n sì
Jews, but they were
ṣèjọba ní
Babylon.
ìgbèríko
And
kọ̀ọ̀kan.
they were in kingdom. They were in government in each jurisdiction.
ọba wọn tó fi wọ́n sáàyè yẹn ló wá ń bí wọ́n.
It was the king that put them in that position.
ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọmọ sá tó ṣubú ọ̀gá rẹ̀ ló gbé
A lot
ṣubú.
of apprentices that fell or worker that fall. It was their boss of
no.
that made them fall.
ọ̀gá tó ń gbé travel tó ń sanwó tíkẹ̀tì lé
God that was taking them abroad, paying for the tickets,
tó ti sanwó ẹ̀bí ẹ̀ méjì tó
that paid for the trip like
family ẹ̀ lọ.
that taking your family.
wọ́n jọ wá lọ fún business trip ní
They were now going for another business trip.
ló bá fi lọ pé kò sí níbi tá a wà àwọn àníjẹ àti
But
bára
they
wa.
tried to seduce the person.
yóò wò pé tó bá pọ̀ sọ́gà lẹ́nu báyìí.
She would notice. She would think
ọ̀nà àti
that
jẹ́ dímọ́ gbogbo
if she
family.
refused for a boss,
ọ̀nà àti mọ̀
that is a blockade for the living of her family.
lége tó ń ga yìí.
All her pride,
mọ́tò tó ń wá ń
all her
di
that car.
ẹni tó rà rè.
This is the person that bought it.
tó bá fi fara ẹ̀ lẹ̀ fún ọ̀gá yẹn.
If she surrender herself for that boss,
she has denied God.
ó ti kọ̀ Ọlọ́run sílẹ̀.
No matter how important a person is to you.
Kò sí bí ènìyàn bá ṣe pàtàkì sí ẹ tó.
You must never allow that person to make you to deny God.
O ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ kí ẹni ẹ jẹ́ kí o sẹ́ Ọlọ́run.
ìdí nìyẹn tó jẹ́ pé ẹnikẹ́ni tó bá mọ inú ròdù
That is why
tó máa ń ronú tó ń wo pain.
whoever takes of the pain
dúró fún Ọlọ́run.
cannot be able to stand for God.
ṣùgbọ́n àwọn tó ti kú tó ti para wọn gan.
those that
wọ́n jẹ́ pé
are dead.
wọ́n sì gbé ayé bí ẹni tó ti kú.
They are living as a
sínú
dead
Kristi.
in Christ.
ó ní ẹ̀ka kú sínú ẹ̀ka bá lè bá yè pẹ̀lú.
He said we should die
if you
in
don't
it
kill yourself you don't die in him.
tí o bá pa
you
ara
can
rẹ
never stand for him.
tí o bá kó sínú Kristi
ẹ wo àwọn ènìyàn wọ̀nyí.
o fún Kristi.
wọ́n ti para wọn sínú Ọlọ́run.
as start they
see
see themselves in Christ.
wọ́n wo ní báyìí.
They were looking at the falling fire
ó sì tún bi wọ́n pé ṣé lóòótọ́.
and I was asking them that is it
yẹn
true.
pé wọ́n ní option láti sọ pé ọ̀gá pọ́pá wọn máa ní o.
That means they still had option to deny God, deny Christ that
kò sí ẹnikẹ́ni
they
tí
lied
ó
against
dá
us.
Ọlọ́run tí ò ní ní option.
No one would deny God without an option.
hello.
Aye sir.
ẹ kà síwájú.
Read further.
14.
pé ẹ̀yin kò sí òrìṣà mi.
ó ní pé òótọ́ ni wọ́n sọ àbírọ́ òrìṣà tí mo ní kí gbogbo ènìyàn ó sì pé ẹ̀sìn.
That is it true or lie that you refuse to worship my idol?
yes.
ẹ kò sì tẹríba fún ère wúrà náà.
ẹ ò sì tẹríba fún òwe wúrà náà.
And you will not bow for the golden statue that I established.
ǹjẹ́ bí ẹ̀yin bá múra pé.
ẹ wò ó fẹ́ràn wọn gan.
He loved them so much.
ẹni pé ó fẹ́ràn wọn gan.
Can't you see that he loved them so much?
ó ní ǹjẹ́
He said,
bí ẹ̀yin bá múra pé
no, if you
àkókò tó wù
are
kí ó
ready,
ṣe. ní àkókò tó wù kí ó ṣe.
ní àkókò tó wù kó ṣe.
at whichever time
tí ẹ̀yin bá gbọ́ ohùn ìpè.
tẹ́ ẹ bá gbọ́ ohun ìpè.
that you hear the sound,
dùrù ìlù orin.
ẹ wo ohun tí kálílà ṣe tó ṣe fún wọn kò sọ pé ká má kú ò ní sí ìyẹn.
he did not ask them to not to leave that sin.
ó ti fún wọn ní àǹfààní àti padà sílé wọn ní
He
àlàáfíà.
had given them option to go back to their house
kí wọ́n má
of
bàa kú ikú iná nígbà
so they will
yẹn.
not die of the burning
ó ní
fire.
ó ti gbọ́ ó sì mọ̀ pé òótọ́ làwọn
He
èèyàn
has
sọ.
heard and he knows
wọ́n bá
that
fún
people
ọ
are
ní
saying is
ọ̀sẹ̀
true.
láti lọ ronú.
But he gave them option to go and
ẹ
think.
gbọ́ bí ọ̀sẹ̀ àti ronú sí
Listen to me.
wà fún
No
ọdún.
matter how the option for you to take,
make sure you stand for God.
ṣe wípé o dúró fún Ọlọ́run.
In fact, it's better to tell that person that even if you give me 100 years to go and think about it.
kódà ó sàn tó bá sọ fún ẹni yẹn wípé bí ó bá ti wò kó fún mi ní ọgọ́rùn-ún ọdún láti lọ rò ó.
I will still come with the same answer.
mo sì máa wá pẹ̀lú ìdáhùn kan
I
náà.
am for Jesus.
ó ṣe ti Jésù ni èmi ń ṣe.
Maybe you carry your things or take your life.
bóyá kó o
Or
gbé
even
ẹ̀kọ́
if you
ẹ
take my life.
àbí kó o gba ẹ̀mí
I
mi.
am standing for him.
ó dà bó o bá máa gba ẹ̀mí mi mo sì dúró fún Kristi.
Ọba ní pé ìgbàkigbà tó ọba ò sọ fún ọ pé bóyá ọ̀la bóyá ọ̀tọ̀ làwọn jẹ́jẹ́ kò tóbi tó bá fẹ́ràn wọlé ó lè má jẹ́ fọ fèrè yẹn títí ọjọ́ mẹ́ta.
with the
ẹ
extent
bá
of
fi
which
ìbọn
the Lord
ẹ jẹ́ ronú sí
the Lord
dáadáa
of the
náà.
king to them was he did not give them a
ẹni tí ó bá ti ẹjẹ́ nígbà míì
the person that will spoil your life sometimes
yóò ní kó lọ ronú sí.
will tell you to go and think about it.
ẹni tí ó gba Jésù lọ́wọ́ rẹ nígbà míì
whoever will take Christ from you sometimes
yóò ní just go and think about it.
will allow you to go and think about it and bring a response.
ṣé nígbà tó sọ́ni nígbà ìrònú sí yẹn tó bá gba ìrònú yẹn láàyè. oríṣiríṣi yóò máa wá
at that time when
àìdí
you
àlébi
have
tó
allowed
bá lọ fẹ́ ilẹ̀
those thoughts
tó bá jó èlò àwọn èèyàn mélòó ni ó mọ̀ èèyàn mélòó ló fẹ́ ṣe kínní tó bá jó ṣe báyìí tó bá jó ṣe báyìí tó bá lọ báyìí.
a lot of thoughts will run through your mind.
ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ ìjìyà tó mọ̀ pé olóbọ̀ tó olóbọ̀ ṣe báyìí olóbọ̀ ṣe báyìí gbogbo ọmọ yọ ẹnikẹ́ni tó bá ti fẹ́ràn ara rẹ̀ ju Ọlọ́run lọ.
whoever loves him or herself than God.
ẹnikẹ́ni tó bá ti bẹ̀rù ìnira ju Ọlọ́run lọ.
whoever is afraid of God.
kò ní lè dúró fún Ọlọ́run ní àkókò tí Ọlọ́run bẹ̀ fi ara
to
rẹ̀.
stand with God when God wants to reveal himself.
ẹ̀jẹ̀ gbọ́ ẹnikẹ́ni tí ò bá lè dúró fún
and
Ọlọ́run.
listen, whoever can stand for God,
Ọlọ́run gẹ́gẹ́ ò lè dúró fún.
God won't stand for the person.
If you can't stand for God,
tí o bá lè dúró fún Ọlọ́run,
God can never stand for you.
Ọlọ́run náà ò lè dúró fún ọ.
And let me tell you this.
jẹ́ sọ eléyìí fún ọ.
You must stand for God first before
o ní láti
you see
kọ́kọ́ dúró
God
fún
standing for
Ọlọ́run
you.
kó tó di pé Ọlọ́run dúró fún ọ.
Stand up for God.
ẹ dúró fún Kristi.
Ó béèrè yes.
he asked the question. yes.
Ó ní.
he said.
orin.
Tẹ́ bá ti gbọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀. Yẹ́sì ìgbà tá a dé bá 16 kí làwọn fi dá lóhùn.
what did he tell him within the verse 16.
Ṣẹ́dúrákì.
Shadrach, Meshach,
àti Abednego, yes, wọ́n dáhùn.
they replied.
àwọn náà fèsì.
They also replied.
wọ́n sì wí fún ọba pé.
wọ́n á sọ fún ọba pé
Nebukadnesari.
ẹgbọ́n wọ́n sọ fún ọba pé ẹ̀dọ́ ọba ẹsẹ̀ tẹ fún
They did
aláǹfààní
not
àti
praise the
ìrúsí.
king that thank you for
àwọn afún ilé
giving
sí
us the
lọ́jọ́
chance
mẹ́ta.
to
wọ́n bá sọ bẹ́ẹ̀.
I will reply in the next day.
onírúurú èrò yóò wá.
If you say so, different
onírúurú alámọ̀ràn ní ìwà bá
different
wọn.
kind of advisors will come to them.
in fact ọba gan tó lè sọ fún ọ pé ẹ má dojú tì mí o ẹ̀yin ẹ̀ kàn sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ máa tó gbé yín.
As a matter of fact, even the king would tell them, might appeal to them not to disappoint him, that if they should if they should conceal to his own advice, that he would promote them to the ministers.
ẹnikẹ́ni tó bá ti fi àyè ìrònú lẹ̀ láti yàn láàrin ọlọ́run tàbí ohunkóhun yóò padà sí.
Whoever gives a time of thoughts, when you want to choose between God and Satan, you would go back to Satan.
o tó gba Jésù náà nìyẹn kò ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ronú sí
That was
láti
just
yàn
Jesus himself.
láàrin nǹkan tayé
It did not think about
ojú èso
between the
tàbí
worldly
títẹ̀
thing
ìgbà fún èso.
or bowing down for Satan.
the same ìrìn àjò tí Nebukadnesari ń bá àwọn Shadrach, Meshach àti Abednego òun náà ni Jésù náà rìn nínú ìwé Matthew chapter 4 pẹ̀lú tẹríba fún mi tẹríba fún kìnní kan tẹríba fún kìnní kan òun náà ni bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni ìwà àtẹ̀mí náà rèé.
The same journey.
tí a lè mọ fisika ibi tó ti gbà kọjá àti tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí ọ sẹ́yìn bí o mọ̀ ibi tó tún lọ báyìí àti ibi tó tún lọ bí o mọ̀ bóyá oúnjẹ tó ṣe ń tẹ lọ́wọ́ báyìí bóyá oúnjẹ tó ṣe ń tẹ lọ́wọ́ báyìí bóyá ilé iṣẹ́ tó ṣe ẹ̀wà lọ́wọ́ báyìí bóyá owó tó ń rí lọ́wọ́ báyìí bóyá ẹlẹ́wà tó wá sọ ní ọ̀sẹ̀ tó lọ bóyá ibi tó o ti dá Ọlọ́run kulẹ̀ lórí ilé o mọ̀.
Maybe you found it where you're making God fall, or you've disappointed Christ.
wọ́n dá lóhùn.
They replied.
kò tọ́ sí wa
wọ́n ní ọba níbi tẹ́ ẹ jù wá lọ dé kò tọ́ sí wa
láti fi èsì kan fún ọ.
láti fún ilé
They are not worthy to reply you
nítorí ọ̀ràn yìí
nítorí ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́ ń sọ yìí.
for this discussion.
bí ó bá rí bẹ́ẹ̀
ṣùgbọ́n bó bá rí bẹ́ẹ̀ o
If it be so,
Ọlọ́run wa tí àwa ń sìn
Ọlọ́run wa tí àwa ń sìn.
our God whom we serve,
lè gbà wá lọ́wọ́ iná ìléru
ó túmọ̀ sí pé wọ́n ti choose iná.
that means they've chosen the fire.
gbọ́ until when you can choose fire
Ó dìgbà tí o bá máa
instead
yọ
of
iná.
denying Jesus then you can stand for Jesus.
Yálà kò sẹ́ Jésù, ìgbà náà ló tó lè dúró fún Jésù.
until when you can choose pain and stubbornness
Ó dìgbà tó bá máa yan
rather
ìrora
than denying
àti
Jesus
ìyà borí kò sẹ́ Jésù.
then you can stand for Jesus.
Ìgbà náà ló tó lè dúró fún Kristi.
ẹnikẹ́ni tí ò bá fẹ́ kí àǹfààní kan ó bọ́ mọ́ ń lọ́wọ́
Whoever will not want an opportunity to elude them,
kò ní pẹ́ tí wọ́n fi torí àǹfààní gba Jésù
you
lọ́wọ́
will
ẹ̀.
not. It will not take too long when they will take Jesus from you because of opportunity.
Any opportunity that comes in between Jesus and you and the world
Àǹfààní tó bá wá láàrin ìwà àti Kristi àtọlọ́run
àti ayé world
àti ayé
is not meant for you.
kì í ṣe fún ọ.
Just choose Christ and get away.
Ìwọ kàn yẹn Jésù kò sì máa lọ.
ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n wí fún wọn fún lẹ́sìn pé.
They replied him that.
òun sì gbà wá lọ́wọ́ rẹ ọba.
wọ́n yóò gbà wá lọ́wọ́ iná rẹ̀ ó lè gbà wá lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ iná rẹ̀ àti yóò gbà wá lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ ọba yes.
From your burning fire and from you the king.
ṣùgbọ́n bí ò bá tó wá gbà wá o.
But if not,
kí ó yí ọ.
kí ó yí ọ.
be it known unto
ọba
thee,
pé
àwa kì yóò sí òrìṣà
àwa
rẹ.
tó ń wò yìí o.
that we that you are looking at
àní tẹríba fún
will
òrìṣà
not
rẹ.
serve your gods.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àwa kì yóò sì tẹríba fún ère wúrà.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àní tẹríba fún èrè
No
wúrà tó
worship
gbé
the
kalẹ̀.
golden image that was
ìyẹn
cast.
ló wá mú inú bí ọba.
That was what made the
tẹ́lọ̀ kan ti kàn lé ìwọ̀ bẹ́yẹn.
You know they ought it.
tó o bá ti ṣe tán láti múnú bí ẹnikẹ́ni tó mú inú rẹ dùn tó sì fẹ́ kó o kọlu Ọlọ́run ọjọ́ tó bá fẹ́ kó o kọlu Ọlọ́run ọjọ́ náà ló máa múnú bí Ọlọ́run.
Listen, if you are not ready to make anyone angry, such person that is making you happy but wants you to offend God, that is the day you are going to offend God.
ká má bínú sí mi kó má bínú sí
You should not get angry with me. You should not be mad at me. You should not fight with me.
hello
I
let that person fight.
let it jẹ́ kí ẹni tó ń bínú.
jẹ́ kó gbé ẹni ẹ̀ kó gbé ìbùkún ẹ̀ kó gbé gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ jẹ́ ká gba iṣẹ́ yẹn
Let them
lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀.
take that job from you.
ìgbà yẹn ló tó máa wá rí Ọlọ́run.
That is when you will see God fight for you.
lọ́pọ̀ ìgbà àìrò pé
Many a times we don't see it as
ẹni tó ní ẹ̀mí wa ó ju ẹni tó ní iṣẹ́ wa lọ.
he that owns our soul is greater than he that owns our business or job.
ẹ̀rín tó sọ ó ní ìwà síwèrè lónìí gan la máa béèrè ẹ̀mí rẹ
He
lọ́wọ́.
told that wealthy man that you foolish man, today your soul shall be requested of thee.
standing up for God.
Dídúró fún Ọlọ́run.
Standing up for God is not when things are rosy.
Dídúró fún Ọlọ́run kì í ṣe ní ìgbà tí ọkàn kan dùn.
I am for Jesus. I am for Jesus. I am for Jesus forever. Jesus has given me victory and given me success. Can't you see it? I am for Jesus. ìyẹn kan náà bí ń dúró ti Jésù nígbà tí oúnjẹ pọ̀ lórí tébùlù rẹ̀
When there's a
nígbà
lot
tí
of
business yẹn ń lọ déédéé
when your business is going on,
nígbà tí ò ń gba promotion lẹ́nu
you are
iṣẹ́
taking promotion, we are getting promotion.
tá ló bá wá dúró tí ń gbà yẹn tẹ́lẹ̀ nígbà tí ilé rẹ̀ ń tò tí gbogbo ẹ̀ ń kan tó ń dò
When your
gbẹ́rẹ́gbẹ́
home is
ìgbà tó ń bímọ lémọ
peaceful, and you
ìgbà
have
tí ọkọ rẹ̀ ń ṣàṣeyọrí tẹ̀ ń kọ́
your
lẹ́kọ̀ọ́
husband is prospering.
Jesus is the sweetest name I know. ó kárì ìgbà tó dùn ta ni ò ní sọ pé
When
dùn.
things are sweet, we will
ṣùgbọ́n nígbà tó kán nígbà tí ò sí ọ̀tẹ́ nígbà tí ebi ń pa ọmọ rẹ báyìí nígbà tí àti wáṣọ wọn gbogbo.
when it is hard for you to get a clothes,
àwọn tó lè dúró ló nìkan ló
those
wà
that can stand,
tó máa lè sọ pé
that will say,
ó bá máa rìn òwò.
even though I would walk
I
naked,
am for Christ.
I am for Christ. The Christian in me,
mo ti sọ fún yín rí
I've told you before,
nínú ìjọ tí mo ti ń ṣe takuntakun
the church where I was being vibrant,
lẹ́yìn wá bá mi
somebody came to me
ó sọ fún mi pé
and said to me,
bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ń ṣe bó o ṣe ń ṣe yìí
that if one
nínú
thing
ìjọ ilé
as you are doing in this
aṣọ
church,
wọn máa ń pọ́n ní o.
their clothes are always dirty.
ẹni tó sì ń bá mi sọ̀rọ̀ yìí
And the person that was speaking to me
Sunday school teacher ni.
was our Sunday school teacher.
olúwa ní fún lẹ́sì.
The Lord asked me to reply the person.
mo ní mo kọ́ torí kodò báyìí.
I first bowed my head.
ó rò pé mò ń ronú sí ni.
He thought I was thinking about it.
mo mọ̀ pé mo fẹ́ gbọ́ ìsìtẹ́ máa fóònù ni.
He didn't know I wanted to listen to the response I would give.
mo ní tí ẹni yẹn gbà tí mo gbórí òkè.
When I raised my head
mo
up,
ní tí ẹni yẹn bá wá gbà kí aṣọ ń ya ń kọ́.
and I replied that what if the person allows his clothes to get torn?
ó ní ẹ mọ́ bínú o.
He said, I am
ó ní
sorry.
kò ń kàn sọ fún yín ni o.
I just wanted to tell you.
mo tí mo fi ṣẹ́gun ẹni yẹn.
That was how I conquered such a person.
ẹnì kejì tó wá
The second person came.
etí ìjú bí oṣù mẹ́ta síra wọn lọ.
It was not more than 3 months interval.
ìyẹn ẹ̀ dà ní ní chọ́ọ̀chì yẹn.
That one, the second person was an elder in the church.
ó dẹ̀ pè mí lọ sí kọ́nà kan mo rò pọ̀rọ̀ gidi ló fẹ́ sọ ni pé
Call me
mo
to
yẹ
a
kó
corner.
ṣe ràn mí lọ́wọ́
I thought it
torí ó
was,
wà òkè
it
díẹ̀.
was a nice advice he wanted to give because it was quite alright.
ló bá tó pè mí lónìí.
He called me and said,
ṣé ẹ mọ ìtàn ẹ̀dá kọ́lá ní chọ́ọ̀chì yìí.
that do you know the history of Edakola in this church?
níwájú ọ̀nà àlàyé mi ò sì gbọ́ ìtàn yẹn rí.
Before God and man, I have never heard that history
mo
before.
ní mi ò mọ̀ o.
I said I didn't know.
ó ní ẹjẹ́ ò sọ fún yín.
He said, allow me to tell you.
pé ẹnìkan wà pé lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n ṣẹlẹ̀ tán làwa tó di ẹ̀dá ní chọ́ọ̀chì yìí.
He said there was a man
pé
that
bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń ṣe gẹ́lẹ́
what happened to him and
Ó ṣe mọ́
became
ṣe.
an elder. This is how the man
gbogbo wa rí i
used.
pé orúkọ kan náà lẹ́jọ́ ń jẹ́.
He said the similarity and amazement I got is you people answer the same
ẹ
name.
wo orí píù yẹn orí ìwàásù yìí
Look at that
lọ́dọ̀ yẹn
picture.
òun náà máa ń gbé wàásù fún tí àwọn pásítọ̀ bá ti
They usually give me,
wàásù ìwàásù
time to
ẹ̀dẹ̀ máa ń lé pé orí
And the
píù yìí ló
speaking
wà
is powerful.
tó ń wàásù lọ́wọ́
I was on this
pé
pulpit
bó ṣe lọ
and
rẹ̀
preaching.
pé wọ́n gbé láti bẹ̀ á gbé
Then he
bọ́
collapsed,
sí fẹ́ṣì pé kò dé
was
ọtí tó fi
taking-
dákẹ́.
and before he got to the hospital, he gave up the ghost.
olúwa tó ní fún lẹ́sì.
Then God asked me to reply him again.
èsì gbogbo tó fẹ́ fẹ́lẹ̀. sẹ́mi pé yìí
What
ló
is
sọ
right do I want to give
ìyẹn
this?
nígbà àkọ́kọ́ ò bá sí ẹ̀ gbá mi.
Even though the
Èyí ó
first one
mì
did
mí.
not shake me, the second one
kọ̀ọ̀kan sí
shook
èyí
me
tó
well.
mì mí nù méjèèjì.
But nothing None of the two got to
mi ò
me.
mèsì tí mo lè fún.
I did not know the response I
mo ní
could
sà
give.
ṣé mo lè
I
sọ̀rọ̀.
said, sir, can I speak?
ó ní kò lè sọ̀rọ̀ náà mo ṣe jẹ́ àwa
I said,
bí.
I called you so you can speak also.
mo ní ìyẹn ẹ̀dá Kọ́lá.
I said, that was Edakola.
mo ní this is brother Kọ́lá.
I said, this is Brother Kola.
mo ṣe rí tí ẹ̀dá Kọ́lá ò dúró ṣe.
I said, what Edakola would want to
Kola máa ṣe ń
do,
bì.
Brother Kola would wait and do it here.
ó ní àlàáfíà fún ọ.
And he said, peace be unto you.
èmi náà dẹ̀ ní thank you sir.
And I appreciated
mo
him
dẹ̀ rọra jáde
and
mẹ́.
left.
ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì yẹn ni mo ti wá rí ìyàwó mi o.
That was the church I found my wife.
ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì yẹn ni mo ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́ orin.
That was the church I started.
gbọ́ ò lè rí Ọlọ́run àfìgbà tó o bá kọ́kọ́
You
dúró fún
cannot see
Ọlọ́run.
God until you stand for God first.
bó o bá jẹ́ tuntun tó o fẹ́ ṣe takuntakun nínú Ọlọ́run
If you are
ohun
brand
tí ó
new
ní
and you
ọkùnrin
want
lẹ́yìn Ọlọ́run lọ́kọ̀ pàdé.
If you are brand new and you want to work for
bí
God,
Ọlọ́run bá níbi tó mú Ọlọ́run tí ò ní tọ́lọ̀ ó lè bá ọ débẹ̀ lọ́kọ̀ pàdé lọ́nà.
if God wants to use you,
Ọlọ́run bá ní iṣẹ́ ìyanu kan tó bá ṣe nínú ayé
God has
rẹ̀.
a miracle he wants
ohun
to
tí
do.
ò ní tọ́lọ̀ ó wá mọ́ lọ́kọ̀ pàdé.
What is what you mean?
ó sì gbà tó o bá lè dúró fún Ọlọ́run tó
If
tó Ọlọ́run tó yọ sí ọ.
you stand for God, that is when God will show up.
Standing up for Jesus is not
Standing
when
up-
things are rosy.
Dídúró fún Ọlọ́run kì í ṣe nígbà tí nǹkan dùn.
Standing up for Jesus is not when you do not have option.
Dídúró fún Ọlọ́run kì í ṣe ní ìgbà tí o ò ní àwọn
nǹkan mi tó léyàn
àwọn ohun tó lè yàn.
pé sábà pé nígbà tó sọ tèmi yẹn mo lè yàn pé ẹ ṣé o.
You know when mine
ìwé
was
bàjẹ́
there,
fún
I
ọmọ
was
tí náà ò ní kúrò ní oyè o ẹ ṣé o
before your eyes.
kí ni ọ̀rá ṣàdúrà sàmì kémi ló sì wọ́n
go back to
jẹ́
church.
gbogbo ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì òsì ní mọ̀dí tí mo fi dà bẹ́ẹ̀.
And the old congregation will
wọ́n
not
ní
know
mọ̀
why I
pé tí
became
mo
like
ti
that.
gbọ́ tẹ́nìkan ti sọ ni
They will not know
kí ni
it's
ìwọ
what
náà
I
ti
heard
gbọ́
from somebody.
kí lẹ́nìkan ti sọ
What has
gbèsè wo
somebody said?
lẹ́nìkan ti gbé
What
tó sọ ọ́ di
has
tó
somebody
dà yìí.
taken that's made you what you are.
You will have many options.
O máa ní ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn ohun tó lè mú.
ẹnì yẹn lówó lọ́wọ́ ara ìyá sì ń jẹ mí dáadáa
That person
báyìí lára
was
àwọn
rich
tó
and
lè ràn mí
I
lọ́wọ́.
was suffering. He was one of the people that
kódà
helped
ọjọ́
me.
tí mo ṣe lọ́ọ̀ṣì album mi kò wá
The day I was doing the launching of my album, he was not present.
gbogbo yẹn ò ṣe ẹjọ́ ń lójú.
That was not even a
Kí ló
surprise
kàn
to
mí?
me. What was my
gba mo
presence?
ti yan Ọlọ́run.
When I've chosen God.
ẹlòmíì tó bá ti kan owó kò
When
yan
some people
Ọlọ́run.
have seen money, they would not choose God again.
tẹ bá fẹ́ rí bó ṣe tó bá tẹ ẹ̀yẹ gbówó gidi wá yakata báyìí ní oṣù búdàn.
If you want them to fall, just bring big money. They would fall.
ẹ má gbé Jésù
well.
débi o ọ̀rọ̀ owó là ń sọ ẹ má gbé Jésù
Don't bring
débi o.
money here. You are speaking about money.
ibikíbi tó bá ti lè gbé Jésù wọ̀ ni ó gba Jésù lọ́wọ́ ẹ.
Wherever you can't take money to Jesus to,
ibikíbi tó bá ti lè gbé Jésù
wherever you
wọ̀
can't take Jesus to,
ibẹ̀ gan-an ti máa gba
that
Jésù
is where they
lọ́wọ́
will
ẹ.
take Jesus from you.
Anybody that will stand up for God
Ẹnikẹ́ni
must
tó máa dúró fún Jésù,
overcome three things.
ó gbọ́dọ̀ borí ohun mẹ́ta.
Anyone that will be able to stand for God must overcome three things.
Ẹnikẹ́ni tó bá máa dúró fún Jésù, ó gbọ́dọ̀ borí ohun mẹ́ta kan.
Number one,
Ohun àkọ́kọ́,
he must overcome flesh.
ó gbọ́dọ̀ borí ẹran ara.
Flesh.
Ẹran ara.
Gbogbo ẹ̀ṣẹ̀, gbogbo àwọn
All the sins,
gbé ayé ìdọ̀tí,
the dirty lifestyle,
ẹran ara nìyẹn.
that is flesh for you.
Ìfẹ́, ojú,
Lust,
ìrera ayé, gbogbo ẹran ara nìyẹn.
the filthy things of the
That's
world,
number one.
those are the works of the flesh. Ohun
Any
àkọ́kọ́
sin
nìyẹn.
at all,
Gbogbo ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ pátápátá,
ẹran ara ni. Ló ti
they are the
wá.
work of the flesh.
Number two tó gbọ́dọ̀ overcome
Ìkejì tó gbọ́dọ̀ borí,
òní self
ó ní
ara rẹ̀
ara èèyàn,
ara ẹ̀ fún rẹ̀.
ara rẹ yourself.
ẹran ara yàtọ̀ fún ọkàn rẹ ní ìwọ.
Your flesh is different from your soul. You are your soul.
pé ohun tó kìíní yìí sì lè sọ mí di ńlá o. mo sì máa
Thinking that this thing can make me big.
tó ó lóun ó sọ mí di ológo.
He said it will make
ó
me
lóun ó sọ mí di èèyàn.
glorious. He said it will make me an important person.
n tó gbé bálámù ṣubú nù
That was what made Balaam fall
níwájú bálákì.
before Balak.
torí pé
Because
ó lóun ó sọ di ńlá.
he said it was going to make him
òun ó ṣe báyìí.
big. He was
pé
good.
báwo ni tó báyìí lè ṣe tiwa yìí.
If you can do for
máa
us,
sọ́dà báyìí máa sọ́dà
I'll
báyìí.
make you this. I'll
ó
make
tọ́
it.
ni bálákì ó ṣe.
It was true Balak could do it.
ṣùgbọ́n
But
ǹjẹ́ mọ̀ pé bálámù ò dúró gbà á.
do you know Balaam could not wait to receive it?
torí pé Bálámù kì í ṣàgbèrè.
Because Balaam was not adulterous.
Ṣùgbọ́n kò borí ohun tí ọkàn kò borí self pé ẹlòmíì gan kò tí ì ní irú opportunity bẹ́ẹ̀ ó ti ní ẹnìkan pé mo gbọ́dọ̀ ju ẹni báyìí lọ.
But he could not
overcome his self-ego. Èmi ni máa wà lókè báyìí èmi ni mo fẹ́ ṣe báyìí. Tí ìlú rẹ bá rí irú opportunity bẹ́ẹ̀ ó máa bẹ́ máa lọ́wọ́ kan.
Some people might not be as big as they want yet.
Anybody tó bá ti ń wo rẹ̀ bíi pé ó fẹ́ sí ẹnìkan lọ ó ń compete in life ó fẹ́ tó báyìí ó fẹ́ tà báyìí ó fẹ́ báyìí.
You want to be as great as this. You want to do this, you want to do that.
You
have left what you know. You have left the space where Satan will get hold of you.
You can never stand for God.
Because the people can do that would say,
I give you 10 million.
You will see that they are in trouble in my vicinity. I would bring out a big ride. But I'm bringing out a big ride. I'll build a mansion. Whoever occurs me in trouble. So person is am I the one you're bragging to? You are falling, you don't know.
You didn't overcome self.
Ohun tí ọkàn rẹ fẹ́.
Ìgbéraga ọkàn tara ẹni.
Self-ego.
Number 3 that you must overcome.
Ohun kẹta tí o gbọ́dọ̀
we want to stand for God.
Tí o bá fẹ́ dúró fún Ọlọ́run.
Is fear.
Ó ní ẹ̀rù.
What do I say?
Ẹ̀rù.
Fear.
Ẹ̀rù.
Fear.
Ẹ̀rù.
Ẹnikẹ́ni tó bá dé ń bẹ̀rù tí ó ṣẹlẹ̀ sóhun.
Whoever is afraid of whatever will happen to them.
Àbí n tó lè padà wáyé.
Or whatever will happen in this life.
Tí n bá jẹ́ kí kinní yìí ó lọ ìyàwó mọ̀ jẹ́ mí tí n bá mọ̀ ṣe
If I allow this thing to go, I will suffer.
Tí mi ò bá mọ̀ ṣe báyìí.
If I don't do this, if I don't do that,
tí ẹ̀rù yẹn bá ti dé.
If that fear should come,
èṣù borí.
The devil has overcome.
Ẹ lọ wo gbogbo àwọn akọni ìgbàgbọ́ pátá.
Observe every strong man of faith.
Nínú ìwé Hébérù orí 11.
Starting from the book of Hebrews chapter 11.
Láti ẹsẹ̀ ìkíní náà ti sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn akọni dáadáa.
The strong men of faith was speaking.
Ìtàyẹ̀ ò lè bẹ̀rẹ̀ láì jẹ́ pé wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ ń bí ìgbàgbọ́.
That issue cannot start if it did not start from faith.
Ìtorí láì bá sí ìgbàgbọ́.
Because without faith
nínú Ọlọ́run tó dájú working faith you can never overcome fear.
Ìgbàgbọ́ tó ṣiṣẹ́ you can ò lè borí ẹ̀rù.
Ẹgbọ́n tó bá mú àdá tàbí ìbọn tàbí òkú tàbí ikú dé.
Or gun or spear is brought, death has arrived.
Tí ẹ̀rù bá fi wọlé.
If you have allowed fear to penetrate.
O ní lè dúró fọlọ́.
You won't be able to stand for God.
Onírúurú ni.
A lot of things can happen.
Standing for God is for those who chooses death for God than living for themselves or their people.
Dídúró fún Ọlọ́run wà fún àwọn tó yan ikú borí ìyè fún ara wọn.
Ká kú fún Ọlọ́run.
Dying for God.
Kí wọ́n wà láàyè fúnra wọn tàbí fún àwọn ẹbí wọn.
Their life for themselves or their family.
Àwọn ìyẹn ló lè stand for Ọlọ́run.
Those are the ones that can stand for God.
Ní ojú kú.
At the point of death.
Àwọn tó lè sọ pé ó bẹ́tà kí n kú fún Jésù.
Those that can say it's
better
than
dying for Christ
than being alive for myself.
Tàbí fún àwọn èèyàn mi lọ.
Or for my people.
Àwọn ìyẹn ló lè dúró fún Ọlọ́run.
Those are the ones that can stand for Christ.
Ẹgbọ́n tó máa pàdé àmọ́.
Listen, what you will meet, we don't know.
Wọ́n máa pàdé mi ò mọ̀.
What I will meet, I don't know.
Kí Jésù mi ó tó ní ọ̀nà tí ó pàdé kò yé mi.
Before my Christ will come, the
ṣùgbọ́n ọ̀nà kọ́nà kó bá pàdé.
But whichever dimension it comes from.
Kó tó dé.
Before it arrives.
Ohunkóhun tó bá kọ́ wá.
Wherever it comes from.
Kò gbọ́dọ̀ mú mi lòdì sí Kristi.
Must not take me out.
Ẹ wò ó. Lẹ́yìn orí àǹfààní àti ṣubú tàbí àti dìde ní àkùkọ tó máa ń kọ.
After the opportunity of falling or rising, that is when the cock will crow.
Kó tó di pé o máa kú bó ṣe wà ní àǹfààní àti deny Jésù tàbí àti announce Jésù.
Before you will die, you will have the opportunity to announce or renounce.
Even lẹ́nu bí tó dé yìí.
Even at
bó ṣe súnmọ́ kòtò tó yìí. wà á tó ní àwọn nǹkan tó sì bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ bóyá Jésù tàbí ayé bóyá Jésù tàbí owó bóyá Jésù tàbí kọ́mi òkú bóyá Jésù tàbí ọmọ rẹ bóyá Jésù tàbí ilé-iṣẹ́ rẹ kó tó di pé ikú rẹ máa dé lẹ́yìn tí o bá la àkókò yẹn kọjá tán.
After you pass through those situations,
ó ní àkùkọ tó máa kọ.
that is when the cock will crow.
tó bá dẹ̀ wá dórí ìṣubú ni àkùkọ kọ bá ọ.
And if the cock crows while you're falling,
ó lọ́nu o.
you're gone.
gbogbo ọjọ́ tó ti fi di Jésù láyé
All
kò
the
wúlò
days
mọ́.
you've used to serve Christ is useless.
gbogbo ọjọ́ tó ti fi di dúró kò ní
All
ìtumọ̀
the
mọ́.
days you have used to stand,
torí o ti
they are
ṣubú.
worthless because you have missed it.
àti dúró fún Ọlọ́run ò ní di agbára kankan pé ẹ̀rọ ayé lágbára ẹ̀dínlá ayé agbára tó nílò jù agbára kan pé tó nílò jù ní agbára
The
ìgbàgbọ́.
only power you need is the power of faith.
tó bá ti ka àti dúró fún Ọlọ́run
When it comes to standing for Christ,
pé agbára àti jà
the power to fight,
agbára wo ni Jésù fi jà kó tó
what power
dúró
did
fún Ọlọ́run.
Christ used to fight before he died?
ó náà tó
himself?
fi dàjà gan ó tó bá ọ lẹ etí mọ́.
Even those that fought with sword,
Let me shock you.
he replaced the hair.
At times,
At times,
to fulfill God on earth may be that you must die.
àti ṣe Ọlọ́run pé lórí ilẹ̀ ayé ó máa ń ṣe láti ó máa ń ní ṣe pẹ̀lú ikú.
To fulfill God for some people on earth,
Fún àṣẹ pé Ọlọ́run
their destiny for God on earth
Fún àwọn
may
kan
be for them to die because of something for God.
fún àwọn kan láti mú kádàrá wọn ṣe fún Ọlọ́run ní ayé ó máa ní fún wọn láti kú fún Ọlọ́run.
Ta ló lè sọ pé ikú ni Jésù fi ṣẹ́gun èṣù?
Who could say Jesus would overcome Satan with death?
Ó sọ níbi kan, ó ní
He said
tó
so
lè gba ẹ̀mí mi là.
that I can save my life.
Wọ́n lérò pé ó sọ fún Pétérù pé
Was
mi ò
Peter.
níbi tí mo sì dé mi ò lè pe lídíọ́nì tí Ọlọ́run sì tí bàbá mi ó sì rán lídíọ́nì mẹ́fà wá síbi tí ó sì pa gbogbo àwọn èèyàn ẹ̀rọ.
Do you think at this point I would not be able to call
Anybody that wants to save himself at
to share
times
this people?
will lose his Christ.
Ọ̀pọ̀ ènìyàn tó bá fẹ́ gba ẹ̀mí ara rẹ̀ ó máa sọ
Ó sọ
Ọlọ́run.
pé ẹnikẹ́ni tó bá fẹ́ gba ẹ̀mí ara rẹ̀ là yóò sọ ọ́ nù.
It was written that anyone who wants to save his own life will
Bẹ́ẹ̀
lose
ẹnikẹ́ni
it.
tí ó bá fẹ́ so tó bá sọ ẹ̀mí ara rẹ̀ nù òun ni yóò gbà á là.
But whoever lost his life would.
Until when you can
be
lose
saved.
your life for Christ, then you
Ó ní ìgbà
can
tó bá tó lè sọ ẹ̀mí ara rẹ̀
get
fún
Christ
Kristi.
for yourself.
Ìgbà náà ló tó lè rí Kristi fún ara
Standing
rẹ̀.
up for Christ.
Mo dídúró fún Kristi.
It is until when you have faith
Ó dìgbà tí o bá ní ìgbàgbọ́
to stand for God
láti dúró fún Kristi.
that you can push God to action. Tó bá ti fi ìgbàgbọ́ tó bá lè fi ìgbàgbọ́ dúró fún
You can
Ọlọ́run
use faith to stand for
ní
Christ.
ìkóríta kí ìkóríta. These are the things you will see.
In any
Number one,
situation, àwọn tó máa rí rèé.
you will see God in action.
Àkọ́kọ́ o máa rí Ọlọ́run nínú ìjà.
Number two,
Ìkejì,
you have pushed God to action.
o ti ti Ọlọ́run sí ìjà.
Sì ṣe.
Sí ìṣe sorry.
Torí pé a fi ìgbàgbọ́ dúró fún Ọlọ́run kò ní jẹ́ ká mọ̀ pé Ọlọ́run ní tó lè ṣe.
Because you have not stand with God in faith, that is why we don't know that God has things to do.
Gbogbo àwọn tó ní àkọsílẹ̀ ìgbàgbọ́ láyé wọ́n ní tí wọ́n dúró fún Ọlọ́run títí tí Ọlọ́run fi ṣe nǹkan.
Everyone who has a record of faith in life has stood for God till God did something.
Ohun tí wọ́n ń wá yìí
That thing you are looking
ṣé
for.
ìgbàgbọ́ rẹ sì tó gbé láti
And
tó
your
dúró
faith
fún
carry
Ọlọ́run
it
títí tí
to
yóò fi ṣe
stand for
nǹkan
God.
tí ò bá sì ṣe
God will do
nǹkan
it.
to hell with that thing
Even if
and get
God
out
will not
of
do
this
it to well
world.
with it. Tá a máa fi kúrò láyé.
Àwọn ìyẹn ni àwọn tó lè dúró fún
Those
Ọlọ́run.
are the ones that can stand for God.
Títí tí Ọlọ́run fi ṣe nǹkan fún Anna ó sì dúró.
Up till God did something for Anna, she still stood.
Ohun tó kó bá Sárà ni pé
What put Sarah in trouble was
nígbà tó
that
Ọlọ́run tètè ṣe nǹkan ó wá nǹkan sí.
when God could not quickly do something,
Olóṣìṣẹ́ àkóbá fún
she
gbogbo ayé lónìí.
for a solution. And
Anybody
that is what has
that
put the whole world in trouble today.
find his carnal solution to his problem will
Gbogbo
definitely
ẹnikẹ́ni tó bá wá ọ̀nà arúmọjẹ láti ṣe nǹkan,
will definitely lose it all.
ó máa sọ gbogbo ẹ̀nà pátápátá ní dandan.
push God to action.
ẹ ti Ọlọ́run sí ìṣe.
Number 3.
ìkẹta.
With that you handicap Satan and his host.
ó máa sọ Sátánì àti àwọn ọmọ rẹ̀ yàrá ìlágbára.
ó ti fi handcuff sí èṣù àti àwọn ọmọ ogun ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́. ó ti handcuff wọn.
if you can stand for Christ's family you have put the same.
we don't know all these things. That is why some of us are being forget when we are facing difficulties.
torí ẹ̀ làwa kan ẹ̀rù ṣe máa ń bà wá tí a bá ní àwọn ìdojúkọ kọ̀ọ̀kan.
Don't forget, number 1, you will see God in action.
ẹ má gbàgbé
aláàkọ́ ìmọ̀ Ọlọ́run sí ìṣe. God to action.
ìkejì ẹ máa ti Ọlọ́run sí ìṣe.
Number 3, you have handcuffed Satan and his host.
ìkẹta ẹ ti kó Sátánì àti àwọn ọmọ ogun rẹ̀ sínú ìdè.
Number 4.
ìkẹrin.
You are making heaven happy.
ó mú inú àwọn ọ̀run dùn.
What do I say?
ó mú inú àwọn ọ̀run dùn.
You are making heaven happy. Yes.
wípé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni.
ọmọ mi nìyẹn.
that is my son. that is my child.
ẹ wo nígbà lọ́pọ̀ ìgbà tí àwa ń dojúkọ ogun tí àwa ń sunkún tá ò sì deny Ọlọ́run nígbà yẹn gángan ní ọ̀run ń júwe wa pé tèmi rèé.
many a times when we are facing difficulties and we are crying without denying Christ, that is when heaven is pointing us out that is my own child.
Let me tell you, that time when you are rejoicing for the victory you are getting, that was not the time when the heaven is rejoicing over you.
ẹ jẹ́ kí n sọ fún yín ìgbà tí ẹ̀yin ń yọ̀ lórí ìṣẹ́gun yẹn kì í ṣe ìgbà tí àwọn ọ̀run ń yọ̀ lórí ayé yín.
At the time when you are still going through difficulties and still maintaining God, that is the time the heaven is rejoicing on you.
ìgbà tí ẹ sì di Ọlọ́run mú ṣiṣẹ́ nínú ìṣòro yẹn ìgbà yẹn ni àwọn ọ̀run ń yọ̀ nítorí ayé yín.
Because that is the time you can choose between God and Satan.
nítorí ìgbà tí ẹ ní àǹfààní láti yàn láàrin èṣù àti Ọlọ́run nìyẹn.
tó sì fẹ́ ni pé.
and what the devil wants is.
kó sáàyàn kankan tó sáàyàtọ̀ fọlọ́.
just choose anything that is different from God.
ó ti mọ̀ pé tóun ló jẹ́.
he knows you are his already.
àǹfààní karùn-ún ni pé.
the fifth benefit is.
that is the time you can hear heaven most. ìgbà yẹn ló lè gbọ́ ohùn ọ̀run jù.
that is when you hear heaven the most.
ó máa clear gan.
it will be very clear and clear.
nígbà tó ti dúró tán.
when you have started.
yóò ní nǹkan mi yóò sọ.
firm.
yóò ní kárí ọmọ mi.
he would not have anything to say. he would say well done my child.
ìgbà yẹn ni májẹ̀mú tó lè wá.
that is when the covenant will come.
until when you can stand for God.
ó dìgbà tí o bá lè dúró fún Ọlọ́run.
you can never have covenant.
o ò lè ní májẹ̀mú.
Ọlọ́run bá mi dá májẹ̀mú bá mi dá májẹ̀mú májẹ̀mú kíni.
covenant for what?
before Satan will make covenant with you.
kí Sátánì tó lè dá májẹ̀mú
you must
pẹ̀lú
have stand for Satan to a certain point in life to do something meaningful.
o ti ní láti dúró ti èṣù di àwọn ìgbà kan láti ṣe àwọn nǹkan gbòógì kankan.
so also before God can make a covenant with everybody.
bẹ́ẹ̀ náà gẹ́lẹ́ kí Ọlọ́run lè ṣe ní
we must have stand for God to do something meaningful.
láti ṣe ohun pàtàkì.
ẹ̀rí ká tó bá Abrahamu dá májẹ̀mú.
Can you let's look at the life of Abraham before he was.
ó ti dúró fún more than 75 years.
he waited for over 75 years.
láì sí ọmọ.
without a child.
Another benefit is that.
àǹfààní kan tún ni wípé.
it is in your standing that God is being glorified.
inú ìdúró rẹ ni Ọlọ́run máa ti ṣe é lógo.
God is being glorified.
ni a ti ṣe
Ọlọ́run ń gbògo. ìgbà tá a bá dúró yẹn. ìgbà yẹn ni Ọlọ́run ń gbògo.
that is when God is being glorified.
kì í ṣe ìgbà tí à ń ké hallelujah Olúwa ti ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ mi tọ́pẹ́. ìgbà yẹn nínú tiẹ̀ ń dùn. ìgbà yẹn kọ́ nínú. ẹ gbọ́ Olúwa ti ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ mi tọ́pẹ́ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ testimony nínú church Olúwa kọ́ ló ṣe èṣù ọ̀nà ẹ̀rọ ọlọ́gbà wọ́n ti dá Ọlọ́run kulẹ̀. àwọn ń kọrin ọpẹ́ àwọn ń bá wọn lọ ọ̀run ń banújẹ́ àwọn ọ̀run sọ.
we are being thankful for them but the heavens are being sorrowful over them.
torí pé
because
ibikíbi tẹ́yìn bá ti dúró fún Ọlọ́run.
wherever man do not stand for God.
ẹ̀yẹ ló ti dá ọ̀run rú pẹ̀lú ìbànújẹ́.
that is why you have started heaven with sorrow.
I don't know why God said this is my message for you this evening.
mi ò mọ ìdí tí Ọlọ́run fi sọ wípé ọ̀rọ̀ ìyànjú mi nìyí fún yín ní ìrọ̀lẹ́ yìí.
But I know it's for somebody.
bọ́ mo mọ̀ wípé fún ẹnìkan ni.
God is being glorified.
àṣẹ Ọlọ́run lógo.
Ah, wow. Another thing, number 6 àbí 7 ni mo wà 6.
ohun kẹfà ó ní wípé.
Then you can be promoted.
ìgbà náà la lè sún ọ síwájú.
Divinely and earthwise.
láti ọ̀run àti ní ayé.
Ẹ wo. A ò gbé Jésù gàngà.
even God, Jesus was not.
ṣùgbọ́n nígbà tó kò kéré ọ̀run tó lọ sí ìsàlẹ̀ rẹ̀ tó kú tán.
but when he went to heaven and went down.
onígbọ́nà yẹn wá ká ló wá sọ nínú ìwé Fílípì oríkejì
that
yẹn.
was when the.
wípé Ọlọ́run sì ti gbé ọ̀gá gidigidi.
that God has exalted me so high.
ó sì fi orúkọ kan fún.
and as he has given him a
tí ó borí gbogbo orúkọ.
above every other name.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni orúkọ
that
Jésù.
the name of Jesus.
gbogbo ẹ̀kọ́kọ́ máa wọlé.
every knee shall bow.
Jésù ò bá ti lè gbà yẹn, that is promotion
Jesus
for Christ.
will not have.
He wouldn't have gotten that name if he didn't wait for God, standing for God at the time of the challenges.
Ọlọ́run ní ìgbà ìpọ́njú.
Gbọ́.
Listen.
Kò sí ògo fún ọ.
there is no glory for you.
bó o bá lè dùn fún
if
ọ.
you cannot stand for God.
Ìkàbọ̀dù.
Ichabod.
Ògo kò sí mọ́ fún Ísírẹ́lì.
there is no more glory for Israel.
torí pé àwọn èèyàn sá níwájú ọ̀tá
because the
Olúwa.
people fled from their enemies.
lẹ́yìn rẹ̀ ikú àìwọ́kú ló tẹ̀lé.
after that it was a generational death.
lọ́nà ni Ófélì àti Fíníásì náà sọ ẹ̀mí wọn.
then Ones and Phinehas also lost their
wòlíì àgbà kan ó lọ sí.
possessions. A senior prophet went with it.
Another benefit of standing up for God is
àǹfààní
that.
kan tó tún kù láti
Let somebody say,
fúnidúró fún Olúwa ni wípé ẹ jẹ́ kí ẹnìkan kó sọ
I will
wípé
be confident to do
máa ní
more.
ìgboyà láti ṣe sí i.
Wow, wow. Stand up, everybody.
ẹ dìde gbogbo ènìyàn.
Say, I will be confident to do more.
ṣe sí i.
Wow, wow, wow. Move.
ẹ̀rìn
Listen,
please
I will be confident to do more.
ní ìgboyà láti ṣe sí i.
Ìṣẹ́gun kan
a victory
ló máa mú ìgboyà wá láti tó borí omi.
would bring a confidence to
Torí
you.
pé o ti dúró lẹ́ẹ̀kan yẹn.
because you have stood.
Bọ́lá tó gbé mi
The first time, if they
dé. Wàá
bring
tún
the
wọ́n pé
second one,
Ọlọ́run tó fẹ́ gbògbó
you
ni.
know God is
You will
about to
be
give
confident to do
ó
more.
máa ní ìgboyà láti
But
ṣe sí i.
ẹlòmíì staff àkọ́kọ́ ìdojúkọ àkọ́kọ́ rẹ̀ náà ló ti ṣubú. Ó lè tẹ̀mí ò lè dúró tèmi.
times of trial you cannot be able to wait for the next one.
You must be confident. Let the victory for one give you another strength to fight another one.
jẹ́ kí ìborí ẹyọ kan kó fún ọ ní ìgboyà láti dúró láti ṣe èmi.
Number 9.
ìkẹsàn-án
You are an encouragement for others.
ó jẹ́ ìwúrí fún àwọn ẹlòmíì.
You are what?
An
encouragement
ó
for
jẹ́
others.
ìwúrí fún àwọn ẹlòmíì.
Àwọn kan mọ̀ wù ọ́ pé yes.
some people will take
Torí pé lágbájá lè dúró.
because
Ó sì
the
báyìí.
person can
Èmi náà
stand.
lè dúró.
I can also
You are an encouragement for
ó
others.
jẹ́ ìwúrí.
Even without saying anything. Náà o sì wà nínú ìtọ́wé o sì maintain náà o sì dúró fún
because
Ọlọ́run.
maintain your
Your
position.
life is an encouragement for
Ayé rẹ
others.
jẹ́ ìwúrí fún àwọn
Even those
ẹlòmíì.
that have never entered into that problem.
fún àwọn tí o ti wọnú ìṣòro rẹ.
Don't be surprised.
báyọ̀ kó yẹ ẹ lẹ́nu.
It may be after your death
ó lè jẹ́ lẹ́yìn ikú rẹ.
that some people will testify pé
òun àwọn kan máa ṣe ẹ̀rí wípé.
ẹ wo Stephen
look at it take a
torí
look
kó
at the
dúró
life of
fún
Stephen
Ọlọ́run
because he stood for Christ.
ó ló gba Paul là
he saved Paul.
Sọ́ọ̀lù tó di Paul.
Saul that became Paul.
ẹ má jẹ́ ntàn Stephen ò lè ṣe ti Paul ṣe
I would not deceive you. Stephen cannot do what Paul did.
because kò wà letters tó
because he is
Paul
not as lettered as Paul.
kò sì ní orí ọ̀fẹ́ kò gbà tí Paul ti là
And
kọjá rí
he does not have the
kò
grace
sí kò ní
to have gone through
connection
what
tí
Paul has
Paul
gone
ní
through. He does not have the connection Paul
kò
had.
dé ìpele tí Paul ti dé
He
nínú
has
ayé
not been to the stage where
ìrírí rẹ̀ kò tó di Paul
experience was not up to that of
ṣùgbọ́n
Paul.
ikú rẹ̀ ìdídúró fún Ọlọ́run débi
For
Paul
his
kú.
faith is standing for Christ for God.
olódi encouragement àti ìgbàlà pé
An
Saul tó di
encouragement
Paul.
and salvation for Saul that became Paul.
This your falling, this your hoping and galloping
ìṣubú rẹ yìí ìlọsókè ìlọsódò rẹ yìí
is a discouragement for many.
ó jẹ́ omi tútù ohun tó bomi tútù sí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ lọ́kàn.
ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ dídúró wọn church discouragement ni wọ́n fún àwọn ẹlòmíì tí
some people stand in the church of God is a discouragement to a lot of people that would have waited.
the last but not the least.
èyí tó parí ẹ̀.
then you can make heaven.
ìgbà náà ni o lè wọ ọ̀run.
ó ní orí àwọn ènìyàn búburú la ó dà sí ọ̀run àpáàdì àti àwọn odó.
he said the kind of the wicked.
the head of the wicked people will be poured into a fire and the cowards.
orí àwọn ènìyàn búburú la ó dà sí ọ̀run àpáàdì àti àwọn odó.
mo ti kọ́ wo títí gba mo ka bíbélì pé kí ló dé tó ka odó bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ó gbọ́dọ̀ ka odó.
I took a very close look.
torí ẹnikẹ́ni tó bá ti tó odó kò lè dúró fún Ọlọ́run.
they must be concerned because
the coward cannot stand for Christ.
And whoever cannot stand for Christ, Christ cannot. Last day before they see God.
ìtorí kíkú sínú ogun yẹn gangan ó ní heavenly testimony.
because dying in that battle is their own heavenly testimony.
the Bible study is not meant for the young àwọn tó ń rákòrò no àwọn tó ti lè gbà.
ẹ̀kọ́ bíbélì yìí kò ṣe fún àwọn tó ń rá ṣùgbọ́n àwọn tó lè gba ọ̀rọ̀ náà.
gbé ọwọ́ méjèèjì sókè.
raise your two hands up.
Lord help me to be able to stand.
Ọlọ́run ràn mí lọ́wọ́ láti lè dúró fún ọ.
till I see you in action.
sísè máa fi rí ẹ nínú ìṣe.
or meet you at last.
àbí sí máa papọ̀ pàdé ẹ ní.
èyíkéyìí tó wù kó wá bọ̀ sí.
ìkẹyìn ọjọ́.
mo fara mọ́ till I see you
sísè máa fi rí ẹ
in action.
nínú ìṣe.
or I meet you at last.
àbí sí máa fi.
ó yá àdúrà bẹ́ẹ̀. Olúwa ràn mí lọ́wọ́ Jésù Olúwa wa.
In Jesus' mighty name I pray.
It is a foolishness
ó jẹ́ òpè.
to deny God when you are happy.
láti sẹ́ Ọlọ́run nígbà tí inú rẹ̀ ń dùn.
a ṣe ẹ̀gbọ́n tàwọn tó deny Ọlọ́run nígbà tí wọ́n wà ní ìṣòro. mo fẹ́ ṣègbéyàwó fọ́mọ tiẹ̀ ní. ó jẹ́ pé ìgbà kan. whereas
jẹ́ kí n tún ọ̀rọ̀.
kọ́ ló kù tá kó àfi tí gbogbo ẹ̀ rìn. sẹ́ni táwọn sọ.